I request all parents to settle. We are going to begin our show now. A very good morning, dear parents, students, and all my fellow teachers. Welcome to Grade 7 production for the academic year 2023-24. Grade 7 is excited to present their play. The name is Saraswati Samhita. Produced, rehearsed, and performed with traditional theoretical charm. We would also like to draw your attention to the theme Discovery of India and its history. Through this theme, we have attempted to expose our student with evolution and transformation of mankind through ages. India, blessed with a rich past, was an aspect we have tried to conceptualize and dramatize here through different stories across the middle school students. To tell you more about the theme and its concepts, I would like to call our head of the school, Ms. Vanna Arora.
Thank you, Meeta. Good morning, everyone. So just to touch a little about the theme and why we have chosen this theme. I think all of us are very aware of the developments happening in our own country and the struggles we all are going through of development. As a school, being an international school, we always believed that we have to touch upon history more strongly because our children are rooted with two cultures. One, their own, where they live. Second, what they're getting exposed to, being an international curriculum. So we've been always working with history and geography curriculum. And this year we thought we'll take up a theme where our children understand the deeper meaning of who they are. Because end of the day, they all belong to this land. When we were looking at it, there were certain confusions in our head and certain dilemmas. One major confusion was that showing Indian history and showing India from the time we know it through the facts is extremely difficult because we don't have enough data, we don't have enough books, we don't have enough proper research on our own culture, on our own history. And it's been a long period of history. So we thought we'll pick up the book Discovery of India by Jawaharlal Nehru, which has a lot of elaboration, a lot of aspects. The dilemma was, while we'll do it, will we be able to do justice to it? Will we be able to touch upon all cultures, all invasions, all periods with as much sensitivity as we can? Because it's extremely sensitive and it can affect people's emotion. So we are starting the theme with grade 7 because it's the first production of the year and we are planning to continue this throughout the year. Starting with grade 7 till ending it with IBDP production. So it's going to be the same theme. The idea is to keep it as positive as we can, aligning it with our school theme this year of creating a positive culture, giving an experience to students to make them understand that they are going to be future leaders. How they are going to lead the future until unless they don't look at the aspect of Renaissance, which is needed in India today. We all need Renaissance. We all need to be positively looking at our past, positively looking at our future, and then pick the glimpse from the past. Look at the researches which can now happen, which they can lead, and thus moving across the world with the identity which they want to carry with them. So that's where we are going to start with today, the Aryan Age. You will see a glimpse of Aryan Age. You will have some aspect of that period being visible to you. It's narrated in form of a story. We have taken creative liberty to make some changes in the discovery of India. So it's not actual facts we are narrating. We are trying to give it a story line. And I'm sure that you all will enjoy this and try to see it from the idea of how creative, how energetic, and how thoughtful our students have become while they were rehearsing and practicing, and now how they show you. So all enjoy yourself. All the best to my students and teachers who have prepared them. I'm sure that you all will enjoy the show. Thank you for coming, and thank you for enjoying.
Thank you, ma'am, for your enriching words. I would also like to reiterate that, like last year, we have imbibed the minimalistic theme approach for this production. The play uses minimum amount of props and the students have the stage and their theatrics to augment the story of the play. The students of grade 7 have put in all their efforts and hard work in the short span of just 3 weeks. Do encourage them to give their best. Without any further delay, I would like to hand over mic to Darsh, the student of grade 7.
Thank you, Meera ma'am. Good morning, parents, Vandana ma'am, and all our teachers. I, Dash, welcome you to our first production of the year, Saraswati Samhita. Grade 7 is eager and excited to perform this play. We have worked hard for this play, and we all hope that you enjoy this production as much as we did while making it. Before we begin the play, we would like to remind you about certain protocols. At NIS, we follow the no mobile policy and hence would request you not to record or click pictures during the show. The school will be recording the entire show and will be sharing the same with you all. Enjoy the memories of the play today. No food or beverages are permitted in the auditorium. We have arranged water and beverages outside the auditorium in case you would like. Please keep your mobile phones in silent mode or switch them off. There are 2 exits to the auditorium, one to your right and another behind the auditorium. With that all said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Tring, tring. Tring, tring.
Bolo, Sushant. What happened? Everything okay now?
Professor, did you see the news? Your paper is now accepted. You proved again, Prof. Woohoo! Shastri ji, hello? Are you there? Shastri ji.
Yes, thanks, Sushant.
Professor, just dry thanks won't do. We all are coming there. Party is a must.
Yes, of course. बस कुछ लेके आओ. इधर कुछ भी नहीं है. Plain old coffee and अपना Lipton tea.
Kya, Shastri ji? Wait, we will get something.
अरे हाँ, बस आ जाओ आप सब. Congratulations, Professor. अरे come on in.
Congratulations, Professor.
Thanks, Sujay. So, sir, चलो party शुरू करें.
Nivedita, at least sit first. Look, that new boy is completely lost.
Sir, this is Devaswan Chaudhary, our new admission in anthropology. Welcome, Devaswan. You have a peculiar name. Devaswan. Were your grandparents ever in the ruins of Nalanda University?
Yes, sir. In fact, I was raised in Pilki. My schooling was there. I shifted to Patna for college. It was because of them I was so into anthropology. Unfortunately, my parents never understood my passion for history. Both being in finance, history was unfortunately an obsolete subject for them.
Well, that's their choice. History, my boy, is never to be learned. History is to be understood. Everything we do, everything we use, everything else we study is all the product of a complex set of causes, ideas, and practices. How we look at it changes, of course, over a period of time because it takes a historical perspective. Even the language we speak, what we think or how we think, is all the product of our past. There's nothing that's grist for the historian's mill.
Absolutely. And Vismi, you should be grateful that you have Vidyutji as your teacher.
Okay, yaar, pass ho gaya tumhara. Can we please start the party? Dalbir is bringing ice cream. I hope he gets mint chocolate. निवेदिता कितना गुस्सा. बैठ जाओ. आज लैब में बहुत ज़्यादा हुआ क्या?
अरे sir, Nivedita is just hungry. She missed a lunch break. आज इनके लैब में Mexico से delivery आया है.
Oh, so Prof. Ricardo did come along. I told you. He will send the sarcophagus. चलो अच्छा है. Come Sharnam, get the plates. Monish, चलो चलो.
Let's go. Don't show your back, don't show your back, don't show your back. This broke.
Why do you break it?
Professor, can I ask you something?
Why did I choose to research the river Saraswati? It all started when I helped your grandfather on the sites of Dholavira. Indus civilization was my passion. You know Vivaswan, puzzles and riddles have always fascinated me. And Indus was a living example of it. While working on that, I came across a map made by a Britisher named Charles Mason, in which there was a mention of river Saraswati. Reading more about it, I was baffled by the thought that people still think it as a myth.
And the rest, as they say, is history. Professor made sure that people who laughed at him are now wondering how to put their exceptionally large feet in their mouths.
Very true, Junaid. So, Baswan, you see how lucky you are to work with a professor? I remember him while he was working on the turmeric patent. My God, I thought he had turned into a little zombie.
Yeah, Jaideep,
So, turmeric patent.
What was that? Sorry, I'm a bit lost today.
just today. So coming back to your point, Prof researched every library and every page of the book just to prove the authenticity of the origin of turmeric. It's because of him we even have the patent for turmeric. Well, it wasn't just me. It was the entire team. I was merely just helping with the resources.
Yeah. Look who is being honest. Just resources, sir? Really? You give everything. You just had to present it.
I agree. On my project on Ram Setu, he almost handed me the entire library. I think that day, I must have been more scared than Ravan. The geological and geographical evidence was so well curated and annotated.
You remember the ongoing Dwarka project, right? Professor is working there too. अरे सर, कभी तो आराम करो और दूसरे को भी तो चांस दो. How much will you keep searching?
I think अब शायद वो आराम करेंगे. Professor has finally won, and most importantly, on the project which was his dream. अब सबको पता चलेगा कि Saraswati is not a myth. Sir, if I may, how did you get so passionately attracted to the river?
रुको, मैं बताता हूँ. So it all began in my 30s. I was reading about the Indus Valley when I came across this mythical river. I was engulfed by an enigma, her mysterious disappearance.
Huh? I was angry with people for calling her a myth. I was. As if my sister or mother is being insulted. She was not a myth to me. She was a reality. And she was soon the very existence of my living. I determined to prove her truth. And this is what makes Professor Vijay Shastri our guide, our mentor, our force, and our best friend.
So, chalo party continue करते हैं.
Chalo. What are we waiting for?
I, Saraswati, daughter of Brahma, brought the most sought river. I have seen man born, created, and perished in front of me. I was the witness to the greatest creations of man. Vedas, Upanishads, Shrutis were written on my banks. So why is my existence still a mystery? What is a river? Is it just a water body that offers a great view? Or is it just a flowing water? No, I am your very existence. I was the lifeline of a civilization passing through multiple cities, quenching the thirst and setting up livelihoods of many. I was an enigma. I am still an enigma. I have seen men dwell, thrive, strive, and shine. I was once the gifted one, a gift from heaven. Men revered me. I was worshipped everywhere in the land. Aryans, the first men on this blessed land. Where they came from, no one knows. Some say they are the Indus people. Some say they came from the north of the Himalayas. And some say they descended from Iran. But to me, Aryans have always been there. Mind you, Aryans is not a race. It is a way of life, a heritage you have around you. Whether you accept it or you deny it, Aryan way of life is still within you. They were my children, my creations. I gave them life. I gave them their existence, their being. So the question of if I existed or not is invalid. I have always been there. I have been there for eons. I have always been prepared to evolve. And so were my children. The Aryans created a society, a form of living, which is still ingrained in your DNA, your system. The values, opinions, the very culture in which you pride on was given birth on my banks. I was a part of Brahmavarta, the land of gods. This is my story, my glorious past. Let me take you through the journey of my entire existence.
Saraswati Kaveri Jivana Karana Mula Tattvam
Guruji, what was the big parcel the Baka gave you?
You saw that, did you?
Yes, I did. We all did. Adhyan, you weren't paying attention today. I was. Then how did you know that a parcel came in today? Look, we just heard the footsteps and we calculated that it was something heavy considering the footsteps were slow.
Very good, Agastya.
So we do have something, don't we? Of course, Kayali. Even I saw the man. You saw? This means even you weren't paying attention.
Children, stop running. Come over here. Okay, gather around. Now tell me, have you completed your chores? Filled the water?
Yes, Guruji.
Cleaned the ashram?
Yes, Guruji.
And now what do?
We opened the box.
I am Veda, the origin of knowledge. I am the keeper of the thousands of secrets of mankind. I am the one who engulfs you with knowledge. I am the knower, the creation and the cosmos around you. I not only define the contents of the universe, but also the containers of this universe. Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Sam Ved and Athar Ved are my four important aspects which lead the man on the path of righteousness. वेदों में मैं पहला वेद हूँ, निज उत्पत्ति का मुझको ज्ञान नहीं, ऋषियों ने मुझको गाया है, श्लोकों से सजाया है। मेरी वाणी में है ध्यान और भक्ति, जीवन बीज और आध्यात्मिक शक्ति। मैं ज्ञान का आरंभ हूँ, प्राचीनता और प्रेरणा से भरा, मैं जीवन मूल्यों का स्तंभ हूँ। मेरे भीतर जो ज्ञान भरा है, उसको यदि तुम पालोगे, प्रकाश से भर जाएगी आत्मा तुम्हारी, तुम दिव्यता को अपना लोगे। लय, सुर, ताल, ध्वनि, गीत, संगीत, कला की जननी, मुझसे पाती है जन्म कलाएं, सुरों की बहती अनंत धाराएं, जो पहुंचाती है तुम्हें दिव्यता के शिखर पर। मधुरता ही मधुरता बिखरी है जहां पर, हर शब्द है मेरा लय में डूबा, हर श्लोक में छिपी भव्य दिव्यता, खोलेगी मुक्ति का द्वार, लेकर संगीत कला का आधार। धर्म क्या है, कर्म क्या है, पानी है यदि जीवन की परिभाषा, तो आना होगा तुम्हें मेरे पास, करने हेतु पूरी अभिलाषा। आत्मज्ञान से परिचय कराता मैं, संजीवनी मंत्रों से भरा, एकमात्र साधन और माध्यम हूँ। अध्यात्म का एक सागर गहरा, उच्च आदर्शों तक ले जाऊंगा, जीवन दर्शन भी समझाऊंगा। मुझ बिन जीवन चक्र निराधार, जो डूबा मुझ में समझो वही हुआ पार। प्रमुख एक धार्मिक ग्रंथ में अथर्व वेद है मेरा नाम। जीवन के पहलुओं का दर्शन में अथर्व ऋषि ने दी मुझे पहचान। ध्यान, तपस्या या आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान, मैं ही हूँ हर प्रश्न का समाधान। कामना, हे मनुष्य, जो भी हो तुम्हारी, मैं ही करूँगा मार्ग प्रदान। जीवन सुख या समृद्धि हो या प्राप्त करना हो धार्मिक ज्ञान, मेरे संदेश सदा याद रखो, इसी में है मानवता का उत्थान।
So you see, everything around you,
Everything you are able to think comes from the Vedas. The Vedas gave men the way to think, to be, and become one with the nature and the universe. The Vedas gave way to society, laid down the laws, and made life clear and sorted for the well-being of global humanity. Look around you. The Vedas are your genes, whether you agree or not. Grammar, science, mathematics, yoga, astrology, astronomy are just a few contributions in the world. The Aryans bestowed the world with knowledge which cannot be imagined. You all might think that it was magic, tantric, and perhaps even a myth that these inventions were made. But it is all true. The Vedas, if you read carefully, talk about the way of living, leading, and even afterlife. Hard to imagine, right? Look at these girls. This is Gargi and Maitri, oblivious of their intelligence. Little do they know that they are going to be famous rishis of their time. Of course, women learning and being highly educated was a common norm in the Vedic ages.
Three.
Pranam, Guruji.
Ayushman Bhava, Gargi, Maitri. Have you finished writing your hymns for the day?
Yes, Guruji, but we have a doubt. We didn't understand the meaning of the following hymn of the Nasadiya Sukta. Will you be able to explain that?
Of course, child.
I don't understand this verse. I understood the meaning, but I don't really get it.
And what does it say? Maitri, you tell me.
Yes, Guruji. The verse means, who really knows, who can declare when it started or where from, and when will this creation end. Seekers and sought entered later, and so, who knows when all this manifested.
Absolutely correct. Well done, Maitri.
But Guruji, why does it say who really knows? Isn't the Creator all-knowing? Won't he be privy of what he is manifesting or achieving?
Good question, Gargi. Come, let's sit over there. Children, come outside.
Pranam, Guruji.
Aditya, sit over here.
So, Guruji, what are we doing over here anyways? Has Agnya again misbehaved? What? I've not done anything. Well, not yet.
Okay, now, Gargi has an interesting question. In the Nasadiya Sukta of Rig Veda, the 6th Adhyay says that the Creator too is unaware, nascent of his manifestations and what unfolds in the future. Do you also have the same doubt?
Yes, Guruji.
Now, imagine this. When you enter a dark room of a house, not knowing what it holds, how deep is the room, what is kept inside, do you know what you will wish for? Everyone will have different manifestations, right? Some might ask for light, some for knowledge of the room, some even for some magic. Am I right? So when the universe itself was in the beginning of time, where life was still transforming, evolving, metamorphosing, do you think even the Creator would know what the universe holds and what he would seek for? Children, when the universe was formed, the Creator was as oblivious as we are today about the infinite knowledge that space holds. Even the forces that hold this universe together came later in force. Gurutvakarshan, or gravity, became a force much later. The universe has a beginning, and it began at a certain point in time, under certain circumstances. But what struck to create such a powerful being and picture is always a mystery.
So, Guruji, when the whole universe began, presumably in darkness, will it also end in that way?
Today my children are in a different mood. What is Annapurna feeding you?
Today we ate rice kheer. It was really yummy.
Very nice, Aditya. Let's get back to Agnay's question. Agnay, why do you think that the end will be dark? And how do you know that it began in darkness?
Because that's what we were taught, Guruji.
Read the hymn again. Darkness is only the beginning, the start of a new life. New being starts in darkness. You remember when Guru Agastya was teaching you mathematics the other day? He said that all numbers, when kept adding, go into infinity. We do not know how that ends or what the number will look like. It's like going from the known state to the unknown. The universe is like that. The answers will never be sought. The beginning of the universe is expansion, demise, and re-emergence. The entire process is like involuntary inhaling and exhaling. If someone asks another, when did you start that particular inhalation? The obvious answer will be, I do not know. The process is a continuum. It goes on and on. Okay, let's go inside now. See, it's almost dark. Our cows must have returned by now. Come on, let's go inside.
Did you see how profound was the education? It encompassed the truth of the world, the very existence and creation, even afterlife. The education was meant to seek answers, not follow the Guruji blindly. The students were free to seek, question, and even ponder the topics taught. The free, unstructured way of teaching, learning, and unlearning was a commonly accepted way of Gurukul. Education gave such a strong base to society that its very social format was organized and clear of any ambiguity. Everyone was aware of their roles, responsibilities, and duties. Everyone knew what is to be achieved at every stage of life. Every profession was set in a way where society benefited and thus benefited themselves too. Look at the society around you. Doesn't it look sorted? The people live in harmony and peace, ensuring the balance of life and society is followed and maintained.
Priyamada, hurry up. We're getting late.
Coming.
I have so much to do. Your Dadaji is leaving today. I hope I'm able to give him everything he wants.
Oh, there's Lopa. Lopa, here. Namaste, Mataji. How come you are here?
She never wanted to come, but I forced her here. I cannot carry all this stuff alone. Priya's Dadaji is leaving today.
Oh, is he leaving today? Are you feeling okay? I'm trying to be okay, but it's still too sad. I won't be able to see him every day. I don't even know if I'll be allowed in his ashram.
Don't worry, Beta. We will meet him sometime. It is what is decided as per our society, dear. Brahmacharya, Gharastya, Vanaprast, and Sannyas are the stages we all have to go through.
Ma.
Okay. Stop crying. Come, let's go. The milkman must be waiting on the corner. We need to give him this rice. One vessel will be enough, right? Let's hope he accepts this rice.
Don't worry, Auntie. I will talk to him. He is my uncle.
Yes, Mother. Let's go now. I really want to spend time with Dadaji.
Bye, Priyamada. I'll meet you later.
Where do I keep my knife?
Dadaji,
Mom, should I give
can you please go tomorrow?
Priyamvada, let it go now. This is life, Priya. One has to let go. That's what life is after all.
Yes, mother. You are right. Priyamvada, Shantanu, please control yourselves. You did see Ropa's grandfather leave their house a few months ago, right? I understand that you're feeling extremely sad and agitated, but trust us, this is the correct way. Just imagine all the knowledge your grandfather will be passing along.
Absolutely, Shardul. We must respect the norms of society, and most importantly, the norms are laid for a reason. At every stage, we must start living on the basis of leaving our longing for the material things behind. You both can start living at the ashram. Studying these ancient texts, you will understand the deeper context of every word carefully crafted.
We understand. It's just really hard to see him go.
Priya, Shantanu, come here, my kids. Can you see that banyan tree? What do you see?
I see branches, I see leaves, and I also see some birds on their nests.
Look closely. What else do you see?
I see more branches coming out of the branches.
And what about the branches that are touching the ground? What are they?
They're just branches.
My dear children, these aren't just some regular branches. They are the roots, which touch the ground and again become the roots. So, if you see how the banyan tree is immortal, it never dies, it regenerates and is immortal, stable, and constant, almost attaining the stage of becoming the divine one.
Dadaji, why do you keep on going on about the banyan tree? Is that where you're going to build your ashram?
No, my dear child. Dadaji is merely stating the importance of the tree with our stages of life. But how is that associated?
Look, just like the branches touch the ground when grown up to a specific age, we too must graciously, humbly bow down to this life and pass our knowledge to younger generations. Just like a banyan tree, knowledge is immortal and undying and can go on for eons together. So, in short, we never leave. We are present through the thoughts, the knowledge we shall pass. This cycle keeps going. My father did this. I am doing this. And Charles will soon do it too. But we are always here, Chirantan. So don't cry for what you are seeing in front of you. The universe always has a plan, destined, and trust that implicitly. Also, I'm not taking sannyas yet. I'm just staying away from the house. You can visit me sometimes, okay?
Yes, Dadaji. Come kids, let's go inside.
Was so sorted. Everything fell into place. No confusion, no uncertainty. People knew what was coming their way and they were prepared for it right from the beginning. The society was formed and set with certain standards. These standards gave a systematic formation to society that soon led to the rise of the clan of kingdoms, Mahajanpads, led by kings and rulers. Various clans together form one strong Mahajanpad. 16 Mahajanpads all throughout the land were famous, out of which Avanti, Kosala, Kashi, and Kosambi were famous. But the most prominent one out of them all was Maghad. This is where history took a completely different turn. The city rose to be the beacon of power, money, and valor. With its perfect geographical location, it rose to be the trade center of its time. River Ganga, Son, Champa further paved the way for the flourishing of the city.
As you can see, Magad rose to its peaks and soon thrived to become a world-famous center. The Vedic society saw leaps and bounds in terms of development. The trade, business flourished. It soon became the cradle of progress and growth. Defense, communication, trade of iron saw headway. Social norms saw the turn. The earlier flexible caste system and division of class became rigid. As Jainism and Buddhism came into picture, with people finding solace in philosophy of acceptance for all. More stringent laws came into picture. Power politics rose its ugly head, and the people with power became the supremos. Power started staying within families, and dynasties were formed. In the midst of all this, Magad also saw a few transformations in the dynasties. Kikhit, Pradyot, and Haryanka were a few, but the most powerful family which took Magad to a different height were the Nandas. The control over iron ores made the Nandas even more powerful than they were. Notable presence of scholars like Varsha, Katyayana, and Panini were present during the time of the Nandas. Dhananand was the last king to reign the throne. His barbaric way of administration led to the unrest and resulting the downfall of the empire, with a bloody battle with Chandragupta Maurya with the help of his mentor, guide, and strategist Chanakya.
Yes, Dharmadatta. Tell me, what is the news in the air?
Guru Warrior, we have confirmed news. The Greeks have subdued Raja Ambi. He has agreed to their terms.
And what about the Ashwayanas?
No, sir. They are going to fight. Or, that's what the news is so far.
Dharmadatta, do not ever doubt the power of a king who has vowed to fight till his last breath. Such a person is like a wounded tiger. He will either kill everyone around him who stops him or kill himself in the bargain. These are the most dangerous people. Anyway, what about the Maurya Raja?
He is well prepared. They are all working on strategies to ensure that Magad does not face the heat of the Greeks first. Chandragupta is visiting Puru Raja.
Let's hope Chandragupta is successful in his talk. Ask Chandragupta to talk to Raja Puru more about Ambhi. The more Puru learns that Ambhi has agreed to be with Alexander, the more Puru will be aligned in the fight. And we need to ensure that Magadha is saved.
Don't worry, Guru Varya. Chandragupta is well trained by you. He is well versed in diplomacy and politics. He will ensure that Porus fights back with full valor. But sir, can you tell me why we wish that Porus fights back? Won't he lose the battle?
Dharmadatta, you do play chess, right? In fact, you're known for your skills in chess. Still you have this doubt? राजा को बचाने के लिए प्यादे को बलि देनी पड़ती है.
But sir,
and no, don't think I'm trying to protect Dhanananda. He will be executed. I'm trying to protect Magadha and our Bharatvarsh. No, this can't be done. Porus has to fight back. He has to fight back. Dharmadatta, check with Girijadhar if he is ready with his forces. And on the way, also check with Abhirupa if she too is ready with her forces and charm.
Yes, sir.
Porus, you have to fight back. तुम्हें लड़ना ही होगा.
You are going to stand against me? Do you have any idea who I am?
How will they know? It takes God's will to know the name. Only the lucky ones know. This weak creature of filth will surely never know your name, Lord.
Very true, Orion. My lord, Rajambi mentioned this Rishi. This is Kautilya, the one who challenged Dhanananda in his own court. Fool. He thinks he will uproot another dynasty.
Quiet. Remember your place. And mind you, we are in the land of Indus. People respect the guests here. So, Kautilya, get a chair for your emperor and clean your hands on the way to massage my feet. I don't want the filth of your hands getting on my feet.
You think I will touch your feet? Mark my words. You're stepping on the wrong foot. Mark my words. You lay your hand on this land. We are the Aryans, worshippers of the sun lord. It may look like sunset to you from the west, but it's always a rising sun for us, and we shall rise.
Pandit, just wait and watch. You think your meek soldiers will defeat me, the great Alexander? Keep dreaming. Look, there come my soldiers. See, they are attacking.
predicted, Porus did lose the war. But history did not label him as a lost soldier. In fact, Porus stayed immortal in the time and will always be a winner. Alexander realized the mammoth army waiting at Magad to pounce on him and his troops like hungry wolves. He realized his army was tired and was longing to go back home. A wise general that Alexander was, he retreated and went back, ensuring that our motherland was protected. Chanakya and Chandragupta vowed, took over the throne and the Magad city from Thananand. Chandragupta Maurya became India's most powerful emperor and ruled the land justly with his friend, mentor, and guide Chanakya. Chanakya ensured that the kingdom spread far and wide and the land were united under one supreme power of the Mauryas. Magad once again became powerful. This is the most celebrated period of Vedic India. This is just the beginning. History had just started penning down the glorious moments, freezing them in the tides of time. Bharat, or India, has known the innocence and insouciance of childhood with the people of Indus Valley, the passion and power of youth with the Aryans, and the ripe old wisdom of maturity through Chanakya's time. And every time she has renewed her childhood, youth, and maturity with every age India came across.
Dear parents, we announce end of the show here. Can I request all grade 7 students to come on the stage, and can we have a big round of applause for them? Sit, beta. Sit down. Sit down. Everyone sit down. Sit down. Okay. Congratulations all the students for putting up this great show. Before I begin my word of the thanks, I would like to say sorry because my list is little long. I would like to call all the teachers, part of the grade 7 production team, to come on the stage, please. Jia, Miss Sonal, Miss Neha Basak, Miss Amrita, Miss Ritu, Miss Pragati, Miss Pooja, Mansi teacher, all didis, Sangeeta ma'am, Nirja ma'am, Prachi ma'am, Monideepa ma'am, I would like you to join the stage, please. Vinayak sir, Shruti ma'am, Ashish sir, I'm here only. Zui ma'am too. Zui ma'am, please be with me. Okay. So, kids, thank you. First and foremost, okay, first and foremost, our deepest gratitude to Vanda ma'am for suggesting such inspiring theme for the cultural day. Ma'am, your vision set the stage, the remarkable event which all of us witnessed today. A very special thanks to Praveen ma'am and Kiran ma'am for the tremendous support you have provided throughout the play. A big shout out to Jui ma'am for writing and directing the entire show. Ma'am, please come here. A very special thanks to Jia ma'am, Sonal ma'am, Neha Basak ma'am, Amrita ma'am, Ritu ma'am for the integral part of the show from day one. They have played all possible roles to put up this show, including setting up the scene, rehearsing dialogues, substituting each other here and there, training kids for dancing, deciding their costumes, including color shades. What not? A big thank you to Shruti ma'am, Vinayak sir and Ashish sir for the amazing choreography. A huge part of this show was showcased through dance. So, sir, Shruti ma'am, your vision was very powerful for the dance. A heartfelt thank you to Pragati ma'am, Pooja More ma'am, Neha Bhagat ma'am, Gavin sir, Moni Deepa ma'am for all your background support, constant background support that include handling costumes, a lot of dialogue practice, taking care of students whenever needed. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank Neha Brito ma'am, if she is around, for taking care of all Saraswati makeup. Would like to thank Prachi ma'am for taking care of mics. Mansi teacher, are you there? Mansi teacher, for taking care of all the props you saw on the stage. Nirja ma'am, Nirja Kunte ma'am, art teacher, and Ankita Didi for designing such beautiful props. I would like to mention a special name here. Our grade 7 student Pratyay Sinha, who is not here today because he is representing our school for the swimming championship. However, all the Vedas you heard throughout the play was rehearsed, practiced, and recorded by him. And he was given practice by Sangeeta ma'am, Nirja Kelkar ma'am, Swati ma'am, and Niharika ma'am. Thank you, Swati ma'am. Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am. Mahesh Dharne sir, would like to mention special thanks to him. You have arranged entire auditorium, stage, everything so perfectly, sir. We even forecast that might be rain today. So he has arranged small pandal behind the stage so our kids can stay safe. Including, he also added a tiny stage so they don't have to stay in water. Every micro thing sir has thought of. Thank you so much, sir. Devanand sir, for taking pictures of the show. When we all were in a practice, you all have seen the making of Saraswati Samhita when you entered the auditorium. All the pictures were clicked by Devanand sir. I'm not sure whether he's around or not, but would like to mention a special thanks to him. Sachin sir, our go-to person for anything we need as external help. We call him anytime to get or arrange anything. You saw some matkas on the stage, ice cream cones, food boxes, and what not we have asked sir to arrange. We call him anytime and he has arranged it. Thank you so much, Sachin sir. Would also like to mention the thanks to SN Light and Sound for giving us such beautiful sound, light and sound effects. Now, I would like to hand over mic to Shruti ma'am to share her experience while we all were rehearsing with this culture day.
Thank you, Meera ma'am. Congratulations to all the grade 7 students for putting up such a great show. My contribution has just been to oversee the dance end of the script, but the real visualization of all the wonderful movement was done by Mr. Vinayak Ghoshal. Please stand up, Vinayak. Supported by Mr. Ashish, a middle school teacher. Being the head of dance, the focus of me and my team is always to go beyond steps and movements into the cultural significance of dance. While the whole world looks up to us as a beacon of culture, what better way to explore this than through theatre and dance? We cannot move forward as a civilization without identifying and understanding our past. The idea was to look at the cultural significance of our history and how that has shaped us to who we are today. Using movement to interpret the script, the students have taken us on a beautiful visual journey of our glorious ages. This is especially imperative for us as educators, especially in today's time of social media bombarding us with information from all sides, that we help our learners explore their history and make informed decisions from a cultural perspective. We hope we have taken a step in this direction through our theatre and dance program, and you as an audience enjoyed this journey. You are most welcome to join us on the further steps of this journey, where we will explore more such glorious ages of our history and civilization. Thank you so much.
I am Dr. Kamlaram and my grandson studies here, and we've just come to this place a week back. First, I was really impressed by the topic of the program today, Discovery of India, and it was an eye-opener, I think, even for the parents who were there. Many of us who have just heard the words and not really know what our culture is. So I'm really very happy that it was an amalgamation of our past culture to the present thing, and all the children performed very well. It was a wonderful topic, Discovery of India. I hope the children are, my request is that the children should be made to read the book also, Discovery of India, in their class. Thank you.
So we got a chance today to attend the Cultural Day for grade 7. It was based on the concept of civilization. One of the most exciting and super duper hit shows that I've ever seen ever in our entire career. The kids coordinated very well. The dance, the props with minimal usage of all of the props taken together was fantastic. All the kids worked together in fine coordination, and kudos to the school and the whole backend team who have worked in such tandem to give such a wonderful performance. Best wishes to the forthcoming grades. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Hi. It's extremely difficult to put the entire experience in words. It was an amazing show. I think a lot of hard work is gone in terms of props, dialogues, the script writing, everything, the lighting, stage, everything. So thanks a lot for this amazing experience. It's been a wonderful morning. We have really enjoyed a lot. So thanks for this lovely thing.